Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to school. Hi, Mr. Presley here with you with Chim Chim and Boo on a wonderful wintry Wednesday. Hey, today is Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. We're glad you're back with us for a day of learning. Hey, I'm getting a late start on this because I've had some technical issues with my phone and my computer this morning. Sometimes we just have days like that, right? So hopefully you get to see this today on Wednesday. It is pizza day, so please remember to take a fruit and a vegetable with every school meal. We've got pizza today or a turkey and cheese sandwich. Hey, a reminder, tomorrow the PTA has their shake, rattle, and roll. No, shake, rattle, and roll. Jump, rattle, and roll. I'll get this right. Jump, rattle, and roll spirit night. It's from 4 to 7 p.m. If you decide to go as a family, just know that part of the proceeds, the money that they collect, will go to our PTA. So that is tomorrow, Thursday night from 4 to 7. Keep that in mind. Also on Friday, it's popcorn day with PTA. So thank you, PTA, for doing the wonderful things that you do at our school, including our Jump, Rattle, and Roll Spirit Night from 4 to 7 at Jump, Rattle, and Roll, and for Popcorn Fridays once a month. That's awesome that you guys do that. We appreciate that very much. Hey, it is Wednesday the 22nd. Normally, we don't have any birthdays to announce, but I have one to announce today. That is George Washington. Our first president was born today, February 22nd. So George Washington, our first president, way back when we weren't even a country, the colonists decided they no longer wanted to be under the King of England, and so they protested a lot because they were taxed and they didn't have any say in what was going on. So they wanted to form their own government and own country, and that's how the United States was born. So George Washington was first, General George Washington. He was the general who helped lead the Revolutionary War and the colonists to defeat the British and start our country. And then he became the first president we had. And back then, they just loved and adored him so much, he could have become a king as well. People thought, well, maybe we'll have George Washington as our king. But at least he had the forethought to think, wait a minute, we're a democracy. We want people to vote for who our leaders are. And so he decided he would be a president, not a king. And that's how we started our democracy and our government of voting for presidents every 4 years. So he was president for 2 terms in office. And again, he started off with being a war hero in the Revolutionary War, and he became a hero as our first, one of our founding fathers. So he's kind of considered kind of the father of America because he helped start, helped beat and win the war, and then helped start and form our democracy, our government, and started the United States, which only had 13 states back at that time on the East Coast. Now, back then as well, we're talking about Black History Month this month of February. He also owned slaves. Well, you're like, wait, what? Yeah, back then, actually his father and grandfather before him, generations before he was even born, there was slavery in the colonies as they brought over people, Black people from Africa, to come over and be slaves and work in the plantations and the fields growing crops. So unfortunately, even though he's such a wonderful hero and became our first president, he actually did have slaves back then. And luckily, we were able to overcome those ideas of people actually owning other people. And so slavery was finally abolished almost 100 years after our country began, back when Abraham Lincoln became president and emancipated the slaves. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about George Washington. Very, very influential person in our country's history to even start our country. He's the father of our country and our first president, George Washington. There's a little famous saying about him is, I cannot tell a lie, that he chopped down a cherry tree and he told his dad, the truth about that. So that kind of made me think about SOAR. In SOAR, we're talking about today the O in SOAR. Yesterday we talked about safety. Today we're talking about O, owning your actions or ownership. So thinking about him taking ownership of saying, yes, I cut down the cherry tree as part of that folklore about George Washington. So saying, I cannot tell a lie. So it's important to tell the truth, be honest, and take responsibility for your actions. So that's what we're talking about today in SOAR, the O, ownership. So boys and girls, have an awesome day of learning today. Let's be kind, let's soar, and let's own our actions. When you're out there today, if you happen to get out in the snow, please remember to not throw snow at people, not kick snow up at people. We want to be respectful as well, and have fun in the snow while we have it. It could be our last wintry blast that we have. Enjoy the snow, but let's be safe out there with each other and respectful. Have a wonderful day, and always remember, Chim, Chim, and Boo and your Frylands family care about you. Teachers, please lead your students in the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll see you soon.